Today on Simple Food, Simple Life, we're going to do a recipe that is a tweak on Depression-era food using ketchup. Listen, stick around until the postscript because there's some important information you really need to know. Hello, it's me, Robin, with Simple Food, Simple Life. Real quick, I wanted to try something. I watched a video by a YouTube channel called Emmymade in Japan. I know some of you may be familiar with her, excuse me. She's has quite a prolific channel. I really like her. Now, she made Depression-era ketchup soup, which consists of ketchup, water, sugar, and salt and pepper if you have it. And she also used a little container of cream. Now she made it, or rather non-dairy creamer. She made it out of ketchup packets and sugar packets and the non-dairy creamer, which all came from a fast food place. Anyway, the premise being that if you have a cup of hot water, you can actually make ketchup soup for free. What struck me was she said that it was good, and it actually tasted very similar to canned SpaghettiOs. And so I happen to think I have these large rings, pasta rings here, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to see if I can make SpaghettiOs out of the ketchup, some sugar, some water, and maybe a little salt and pepper. I'm going to skip the cream part of it and see if I can't get it to taste like SpaghettiOs. Now, my late husband loves SpaghettiOs, and a lot of times on Saturday, that was his lunch. He just was working around the place, so he would grab a can or two of SpaghettiOs. You gotta have SpaghettiOs. He'd grab a can of SpaghettiOs, some bread and butter, and he was good to go for lunch. So, I have some ketchup left here, so I'm going to, got the ketchup, got the sugar, got my large rings, which I'm calling SpaghettiOs, and we're going to make ketchup soup. Now, this is all the ketchup I have in here, so frankly, I'm going to use it all because I think she used the equivalent of about, I don't know, maybe 3 tablespoons. So, see if I can get this out of here, and I think I'm going to put a little tiny bit of water in there to smush out the rest. So, hang on. I actually poured a cup of water in the pan. So we'll see what happens here. So I've got the ketchup. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of sugar because she looked like she had about a teaspoon packet of sugar. We will see. And I'm going to stir this up, and then I'm going to put a little bit of salt in it. Taste here. It smells ketchupy. It tastes ketchupy. I think I need a little more sugar, just a tad more. And then it says on the box that a serving of the large rings is a third of a cup. So I'm going to put in a third of a cup in the water ketchup mixture. Now then, it says that you're supposed to just pour the hot water in a cup and then stir in the ketchup, etc. with the sugar. And of course she did the non-dairy creamer, which I can see that if I was going to eat this like a tomato soup. She said it tasted kind of like canned tomato soup. Not necessarily like ketchup per se. And I want to see what happens when these noodles are cooked in here and see if this thickens up a little bit. So I'm going to bring it to a boil, and then I'm going to turn it down. Oh, it's coming up to a boil. Yay! I'm going to turn it down and let it cook. And you know, SpaghettiO noodles are really soft and squishy. So you can see. So I'm going to keep this stirred because they're sticking to the bottom a little bit, and I don't want them to stick. So we'll see what this tastes like. Actually, it's kind of slightly thickened up like a tomato soup would be. So let's see what happens. Can we make our own SpaghettiOs from large rings? Large rings, water, and ketchup. Now I can see that I'm going to have to stay with this and stir it because they will sink to the bottom and they will stick. So I'm going to keep this stirred. I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit too. See what happens. I don't know. I just wanted to try it, and I thought, well, I'm just going to set up the camera real quick and take you with me and see what happens here. Well, those noodly noodles are wanting to stick. Frankly, I think, I'm going to turn this down a little bit, and I'm going to add a few more noodles. I'm going to add another third of a cup. Let's see what happens. I always thought these big rings looked like, and this is the first box I've ever used, but I always thought the big rings looked like SpaghettiOs to me. And I actually put them in some soup. If you caught the video of my pantry meal, you would see that what they look like after they're cooked. So let's just see. Of course I splashed some. Let's just see what it looks like and tastes like, more importantly, what it tastes like. They do want to stick a little bit on the bottom. Well, see, I splashed it again. Crazy woman. My hope is that this will thicken, but I don't know if it will or not. So, all right, I'm going to cook this for as long as it takes. I don't want you to get bored with me. We'll come back when when they're fully cooked. Okie doke, we're back. Let's see what we have. Now, I cooked the pasta for the recommended length of time, which it said 7 to 9 minutes, so I always go the longer length. So I cooked it for 9 minutes in the ketchup, water, and sugar. I put in a cup of water, well, plus the extras. So let's say that's about a cup and, I don't know, a few tablespoons. I have no idea. And put the ketchup in there. Now, the ketchup, I put the last of the bottle, so I'm going to estimate that was probably at least 4 good heaping tablespoons of ketchup. I put a teaspoon and a scant, little bit more of sugar in there. And cooked the rings in the ketchup water. And I have to say, it smells kind of like SpaghettiOs. And you can, and I cooked it for the recommended length of time, but then I let it sit in the ketchup mixture for 5 minutes with the lid on it, off the heat. Turn the heat off. So let's see what we've got. This is kind of fun. Don't you think it's kind of fun? Now let me give it a little bit of a taste here. And you notice it thickened up? Well, I have to say, that's kind of tasty. That's tasty. All right, so let's get up here to the bowl. Let's just see what we're going to do. We're going to put it in the bowl, and you can see what that looks like. It looks like SpaghettiOs. I was tempted to put a tablespoon of milk in there, but I decided not to because I don't honestly know if SpaghettiOs has milk in it. I really don't know what it has in it. Let's see. Wouldn't this be awesome if it tastes really good and tastes like spaghetti? Oops, we forgot a little O. All right. Well, let's see here. What do we have? Well, it looks pretty SpaghettiO-ish to me. I can say that. It looks like a can of SpaghettiOs. Except these O's, I think, might be a little bit thicker. What do you think? I don't know. Let's see. This is very hot, so I'm going to take a bite of Rooney and see what happens. Well, it tastes very tomatoey. You can taste the vinegar, like the vinegar that's in ketchup. In actuality, I think my rings could have cooked a little bit longer. And maybe I could have added a little more water to it. Maybe. The rings are good. They're al dente. So they're a little firm. I'm going to take another bite. So they have a little, you know, they're al dente. They have a little chew to them. Oh, hot. The rings are not as squishy as a can of SpaghettiOs. But you know what? This actually tastes fine. It needs some pepper. Because I like pepper. And I think it needs a little bit of salt. Let's go with that. It's plenty sweet enough for me, but if you try it, you might want to put a little bit more little sugar in there. I'll grab some on the edge because my mom always said the edge cools off faster than the middle. And it does. I don't know. I gotta say, this would make an acceptable lunch. It's a little more zingy than SpaghettiOs. It's kind of got that same feel as SpaghettiOs. I like crackers on SpaghettiOs, so I'm going to take a couple of soda crackers and I'm going to break them up on top here. And I like them while they're still crunchy. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, those crackers do it for me. The crunchy, the salty. I don't like for them to get soggy, so I only break up a couple at a time. All right. All right, now I'm going to tell you this is actually good. Now, I will put and this would actually be a tomato soup. She made the Depression era ketchup soup, which she said tastes very similar to tomato soup. So I will put the link to her video down below so you can go watch it for yourself. That's fun. And I just wanted to see if I could make SpaghettiOs because she said it had a similar taste. And lo and behold, it really does. Like I said, for me, the rings could be a little more done. I like them a little more soggy. But you know what? This would do in a pinch. I am telling you it would. If you're struggling, or if you're maybe at the end of the pantry or something, or you just want something similar to SpaghettiOs. I don't know about you, but I think sometimes SpaghettiOs are kind of expensive. Then I would say make this. No, it's amazing. But I would say make it because honestly, it's kind of tasty. It's tomatoey. It's zesty, vinegary, you know. It's got that little tartness. It's got the chew, which that's not strictly SpaghettiOs, of course. They're pretty soggy. It's got a rich tomato flavor. So, alrighty. I know, I should quit eating it, right? So make it. Go ahead and give it a try for yourself. I would say experiment with it a little bit. But be sure and go to Emmymade in Japan. Go to her video. I will link it below, like I said. And see what happens. Because I gotta say, this is kind of tasty. And why couldn't you use some macaroni or... Oh, go to the freezer and get one of your macaroni packs and make this. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. What? You haven't seen the macaroni pack, the Mac Pack video? You better go watch it. I guess I'll link that down below too. Alright, I love you. If I can do it, you can do it. And as always, like, subscribe, and share. I can't forget that because everybody needs to know how to make ketchup spaghettios. All right? And as always, little is much when God is in it. All right? I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Here's a postscript for you. A big P.S. I decided that mixture was just getting thicker and thicker as it sat. So what I've done, I have returned the rest of the bowl to the pan. I have it on low heat. I added more water to it. Now, see the difference? I didn't measure the water. I just put it in there, but it seemed like it was really thick. And I thought, it's got that acidic taste that's a bit much than I would like. So I thought, well, if I add the water to it, I'll cook the noodles a little bit more so they'll be softer, and it might take away the acidity a little bit if it's diluted with more water. So let's wait a minute or two and we'll see what we have. All right, having added a little more water, I cooked the noodles a little bit more, and honestly, I think that's pretty good. They're softer. As you can see, they've expanded a little bit, and honestly, a little bit more water, it's still saucy, but it takes away the acidity that is caused from the tomato ketchup. So look at that. I have to say, it's much, much better. Much, much better. So, all right, give it a try. And I just wanted to let you know in this postscript that I did put it back in the pan. I did change a couple of things. And honestly, I think it's much improved. All right? Okay, I'm going to go eat my SpaghettiOs. With crackers, of course. All right, I love ya. Little as much when God is in it, and you know that. And just try to make it, but tweak it. Tweak it the way you want it, baby. Okay, I love ya. Talk to you later. Bye.